today I'm going to teach you how to backwash. So we're assuming you have done your panning, you've got some concentrates, or you've been sluicing, you've got some concentrates, which is usually black sand, ironstone, lead, heavies. You need to separate the gold from those. If you're familiar with social media groups, you'll always see the novices putting on a pan like this and asking, can you see the gold? Can you see the gold? Most of the time they haven't got any gold. But you can't tell if there's gold in there anyway like that. You've got to actually learn to backwash pan. So there is gold in here, but still you can't see. You haven't got a clue if there's gold in there or not. You've got to actually do the backwash. So I'm going to show everyone how to backwash, separate the lights from the heavies to show if you have gold in that pan or not. Because pictures like this, even to the most professional, they're not going to know if you've got gold in your pan or not. You've got to actually backwash and separate it. So the gold and heavies like lead and ironstone, hematite should all be at the top of the pan, and all the lights should be at the bottom of the pan when you've finished your backwash process. So let's go ahead now and learn how to do this backwash process. So a lot of people, that's too much material in there as well. You don't want to try and pan too much, especially if you're a beginner, even when you're experienced. If I've got heavy black sands, I still just do 1 teaspoon at a time. That is the way to pan. Learn to pan 1 teaspoon at a time. So I've got a pan here. We'll take 1 teaspoon, we'll put it in the pan, and we're going to learn how to backwash this 1 teaspoon of material. Let's pour a bit of water. You don't need much water, so I'll see a lot of people putting too much water in the pan, just enough to cover the flat bottom really. And you can see the bubbles in there. I've added a detergent, and the detergent stops gold from floating. There's a lot of micro gold in this one I'm going to pan now. Bigger gold, it won't matter, it'll sink, but the micro gold will actually float in the water. So we put a bit of detergent in there to stop it from floating. So I'm going to try and do this with a camera in one hand, and so it might be difficult. So you've got to shake it side to side, slightly tip your pan up so the material is collecting in the groove, in this groove here, but it's over here. So I'm shaking it left and right, and all the heavies should be dropping into the bottom of that groove. Yeah, so you want to make it the material half over that groove, shaking that material back, what we call into suspension, stratifying, and that means the lighter gravels are dancing around in the water and all the heavies drop into the bottom of that ridge in the pan. So I've been doing it longer than you need to at the moment. I haven't been doing it I'm doing it quite vigorously, but not enough that the water's flying out the pan with the grit and so on. So let it settle. And I just tipped it straight back. Do you see that? Back, forward, back, forward, back. Swirling it, dropping it and going backwards. And I just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. You can just go front and back, but I find the small gold starts creeping out at the edges if you just do up and down. So generally I like to swirl round and then drop back, swirl round, drop back, swirl round, drop back. And every time I do that, I don't know if you can see, the black sand is coming away down the pan, and the light sand with it. And every so often the gold will start riding with it, and you need to tap, just tap there with the water over the material when you tap, and the heavies will creep back that way. And the ridge in this pan stops them creeping up the side of the pan, which is useful. Remember, this is just 1 teaspoon. If you've got a lot of gold in your pan, you'll start to see the gold at the edges. So I'm just swirling, swirling the water half round and dropping it backwards. And every time I lean it back, some of that black sand is falling away. Can we see gold? We can. You can see gold coming at the edge, look. I find with the swirl, it keeps pushing the gold into the dirt that's still there, so you're not washing it down. So some of the gold is starting to creep now, so I'm going to tap it. As you get down, you're might get the odd ironstone or lump of something. Pull it out. So I've got a big lump of, don't know what that is, some sort of heavy stone. Drag him back out of the way. Then carry on the process. Swirl, drop. Swirl, drop. If we pull out, look how much gravel I've now got at the bottom of my pan, and all the heavies are at the top of the pan. And when we see a photo on the online, that's what we want to see if you got gold. The gold will be at the top, the gravel will be at the bottom. If there's no gold at the top, you haven't got any gold. When I just showed you how to drag the stone away, don't ever put your fingers on the pan. Your greasy fingers will oil up the pan. Only touch the stones and pull it away. Don't be tempted to touch the pan surface with your hand. Give it a tap now because the gold is starting to ride with the gravels. Tap that gold back up. Sometimes I'm going to start swirling the other direction and dropping it. Sometimes just back and forward when you get to a certain point may be useful. So you either swirl one way, swirl the other way, drop it back, or you just go forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Just keep dropping that black sands away. If you see a speck of gold riding with it, just stop, cover the bottom of the pan with water and tap the gold back up to the top. So I'm going to give it a tap now. And carry on the process. So we've nearly got rid of all the black sands now. We've got a little bit left. We can see the gold. I'm still swirling. Well, sometimes it's better just to go straight at the end. And that is it. We can tap the gold together. And we've finished. So we've got all the dark and heavies at the bottom, and we've got all the gold at the top. So when next time you ask online, have I got gold in my pan? It is obvious. The gold's going to be at the top of the pan. The dirt is at the bottom. That's how to show, ask us if we've got gold or not. Not that. You haven't got a clue. Hope that was of help to some of you. See you later.